Good morning, it's Memaw. Thank you for joining us this morning. Tawny's gonna roll. Thank you all for joining us. I have so much to tell you over what happened yesterday after we came off the live, and overnight, and this morning. What happened was, she's playing with her food bucket. She's like, I have my food bucket in my mouth. That's hilarious. All right, so Tawny, it was hard to catch, to the point where I'd walk into her paddock and stall because I had her in a first time I went to catch her, she ran around me for an hour and I just said, oh, this is ridiculous. So I had her previous owner come down and catch her, and I moved her into I moved her in over here. I moved her in to that stall and paddock right there. Limited space for her so that I could catch her. And then over the last 6 weeks, we've been playing with her live every morning, training her. And I taught her things like, don't turn your butt to me, I'm just going to catch you. And she got to where she was really easy to catch. And we were all playing our bingo cards of what she did today. And the last solid week, I would go to her paddock, at the gate, I would call her name, she would turn to me, and she'd come up, and she'd let me halter her up, and she'd let me bring her in here. And good morning, Rhonda, nice to see you this morning. So yesterday we moved Tawny and Willow, here we go, you're spinning again, hang on, over here to this paddock over there. There's Willow with Hank. And so they have this really large paddock now. So I went over yesterday before I left, and I gave them some treats and just touched them. And they came trotting down to the gate. Oh, life was good. I left them there overnight. And this morning I went in to catch her so we could do this live. And she came trotting down to me, trot, 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 trot. I'm like, cool, this is easy. I walk over to her, I call her name, she's standing quiet. I give her a treat because she came to me in a paddock. I then put the lead line over her neck. So far, so good. She's doing great, right? Until the lead line touched Willow. And Willow was not prepared for a lead line to touch her. So Willow spooked and ran off. So then we had the game of let me run around and try to catch you. It didn't take long. I made her move a few times just like I did with the don't give me your butt drill. But I did catch her. It did take about 5 minutes. Not bad. She won't have a problem now. Dee Dee, nice to see you. And so that's our story there. The reason I did that is because I cannot catch Renata. So Renata got moved into a paddock so I can catch her. And because the only friend Renata has at the moment is Wildfire, we moved Wildfire next to Simon. Wildfire and Simon get along really well. Simon just thinks she's a little bratty little girl and just ignores her. So, all right, I'm going to, you guys got to remember, a girl's best friends are roses and diamonds. Always roses and diamonds with me. Oh, and if you can't tell, do you see my mountain range over there? No. Check out how smoky it is this way. Sorry. My cameraman is still feeding horses. See how smoky it is? Look at those mountains. They're usually crystal clear. So the fire to the south of me is growing. We're now at, they said last night, 55% containment and 30,000 acres. That was at our board meeting last night. The one up that they're calling Leaf Fire, and if, I'm sure you've all heard of Leaf Fire. It's on every national news station. It's burned 120,000 acres. And it is, ready for this, 6% contained. And so it's we're living in a smoky place. We are supposed to have rain on Friday and Saturday. I hope we get downpours of rain and no dry lightning, because dry lightning will start this place on fire in a heartbeat. Okay, so I'm going to go train Tawny. And while I'm down there, I'm going to move her right to this groom bucket to brush. Are the wild horses safe? Absolutely not. No, the wild horses are not safe. Thank you, Rhonda, for that great question. So here we go, guys. The wild horses are in huge jeopardy. Every last one of them. Oh, are the wild horses safe from the fire? Yes, the wild horses are safe from the fire. They have it, amazingly enough, between the fire and the horses, and those are the Peons Mustangs, by the way, that Rhonda and I are referring to. Between the Leaf Fire and the Peons Mustangs is an extremely large natural gas pipeline exchange. So you know that not only already had a huge fire break around it, but it also had a lot of people going there to protect it, even private firefighters. So therefore, the Peons Mustangs at this moment are not in jeopardy from the fire. Are you watching Denali back there freaking out? Do y'all see Denali? Denali's freaking. Want to know why? Oh, he got Tawny all riled up. They're freaking because Joe is dumping trash in the trash bin right there. Trash bin's right there. I don't think... Yeah, you can see Joe move. Denali's like, whoa, guys. That was fun. All right, so the Leaf Fire is not getting to the Peons Mustangs. They are safe. By the way, here's our cameraman. Right there, see him? Well, he's behind the pole right now. I have to have a pole because it's 98 degrees and my camera overheats a lot. So there he's out feeding horses. And she's watching because she wants to make sure he knows where she is. Now for the other wild horses. I would love for everybody, please, 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 go to my website. It's GVHR.org. And those initials are Grand Valley Horse Rescue.org. And just do the initials, GVHR. Rhonda, can you type that in there for me, please? Anyway, Congress... Okay, Project 2025 calls for the elimination of all wild horses on public lands. Thank you. Oh, thank you, New Jersey Wild Horse Advocates. Thank you. Okay, so Project 2025 called for the elimination of all wild horses and burros on public lands. The budget that passed in July called for that exact thing, cut the budget, and they were going to cull the horses instead of rounding them up. It's a horrible situation. But that's the law right now. However, we have an opportunity, a very big opportunity with the appropriations to get things changed right. The appropriations bill right now calls for full funding of the BLM Wild Horse and Burro program, which we want to advocate. They need that funding, guys. They have to have the funding. It calls for the anti-slaughter to go back in place. That's also important. It calls for sales authority to be restricted, and we go back to adoptions. Also what we need. There's also a bill that has been put forward that will protect the wild horses from being helicoptered roundup. All of these things can only happen if we make a big, loud noise. And I and my board have looked at all the possibilities of what we can do to help these horses the most. And we have decided to take a different approach, because the bill cut so many vital things: Medicare, Medicaid, food stamps, the things that our seniors desperately need and our disabled desperately need. And so I don't think we're going to get a big impact if we email in. Therefore, I'm asking everybody, please, 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 write a hand letter. If you don't know what to say and you don't know who to write it to, go to my website, GVHR.org, because that is the only thing that we can do to stop it. So please do that. This is Tawny. She is a 12-year-old little book cliff Mustang. Her range is right there over that that's a trailer. But you can't see it because it's smoky. And I'm going to move her right here. And I'm going to groom her. And you get off my soapbox. I saw, Dee Dee, you have to take her in for radiation. I will talk to you this evening. Thank you, Rhonda. Rhonda's in charge, guys. No buts. Remember, she has to come to me. Good girl. I have one last treat. I'm going to give it to her. I'm not a big treat person. I'm going to bring her up to the camera. Good girl. And woo. Very good girl. Very good girl. And woo. You're going to stay right there. Just woo. Oh, she's following me, guys. This doesn't normally happen. Okay, we have to go over here. Can you back up? Can you back? Can you back up? Good girl. Good girl. Oh, that was so good. That was so good. Back. Woo. Good girl. Very good girl. Okay, so this brushing is definitely part of her training. Horses, when you first start training them, do not have the attention span that you need to really train them. They have the attention span of a gnat. So what I do is, this feels good. She likes being brushed. I don't use metal curry combs. I only use the rubber ones. I'm very picky about that. So she learns to stand quiet for long periods of time while I brush, and I'm going to walk back back and forth to my broom bucket to get my other supplies. And she should just stand quiet here. Because I want to teach them to freeze. They have a fight, flight, or freeze response. And I like to retrain all my horses to freeze when they get afraid. If you haven't seen Queen's romp in the round pen yesterday, it was quite a romp. I came in to see if she wanted to work out, and she was jazzed up. Sometimes she gets, oh, well, actually, for her credit, we had just moved horses around. And so she had a new female horse by her guys. And Queen is a bully. And she'll dive bomb other horses just for the fun of it. She's the one that tangled with Wildfire. And the two of them had to be separated. But I put Renata over where Willow was, and Queen likes Willow, so therefore Queen was coming to the round pen, the umbrella blew just right. She spun around from her little girl, who did exactly the right thing and let go. She ran to her paddock and then looked over from her gate at Renata and dive bombed her through the gate, ran over and attacked her, and then ran over to Pulsar's area and went and grazed a little bit. So she was all jacked up by the time she got in here, and she tore up the round pen. I'm standing the whole time with my whip in my hand right in the middle of the round pen, not moving. I'm just staring at the gate. She's just tearing around me. And of course there's video of that, because when a horse does that, everybody wants to see. So that was all the excitement. So Adele did not get to ride Queen, but we brought out Simon at the same time first, and we have a newbie. I really like her. We have a new little wrangler in the homeschooling program. And those, they were all bolting on Simon. Yeah, the world can explode around Simon. As long as he has his paddock, he's a happy camper. He chose his stall and paddock. Now, if you don't know who Simon is our 32-year-old, and remember, big quarter horse. And his brother lives 90 miles away and is 33. And these guys, these big old boys, and they are registered quarter horses, the only way I can tell them apart in videos or photos is based on what kid and what halter's on the horse. Seriously. Can you imagine that? So, Simon, when we first got him, was not in good shape. Not at all. You can see every bone in his body. He was old. This was like, he was maybe 24, 25 years old. What? Still question. I don't have any more treats. You ate them all. Well, you did. So we fed Simon up a bit, a whole bunch. And we moved to a new location. And the new location, he had a paddock with a stall attached to it. And it was really easy to clean his paddock, his stall, because he never went in it. So we're like, Simon, you have this stall. And he's like, yeah, I don't know what that is. So the girls were out cleaning his paddock one day, and we were up against the Colorado National Monument at the time. So thunderstorms would just pop over the hill without us knowing it. Boom, it was there. And one popped over and it started hailing. And the girls all ran into his stall. And he wanders over and he sticks his head into the stall. And he says, what you guys doing in here? And they're like, come on in, Simon. So he wandered in and he turned around and he's looking out. And he's like, wow, is this my house? And so the next morning I pull in to feed and he's standing in his house with his head out like, I have a house now. So when we got here, he had a stall and a paddock, but he didn't like it. So he moved. We didn't move him. He moved himself. He does love time with the girls so that they can do the magnetic heart rate. And the gate was open, and that's not a big deal. He usually just stands there and does it. And he walked out of one paddock and into another. And when she asked him to go back, she's like, nope, I live here. So he stayed in that paddock to the stall ever since. Today is Wednesday, so his stall gets deep cleaned and remounted. No. You flew. It's fly spray brush. I think she's a little mad at me because she was with Simon yesterday and now she's with Hank. And general consensus in the barn is Hank's not bad, but Simon's the best. And Simon only gets one girl at a time. Now he has wildfire. He's going to teach that little girl some manners. I was talking about Simon and how he moved to the new house with Sophia on his back. My cameraman has arrived. Thank you, car.
Yep.
So for those of you who missed it, it wasn't the world's easiest catch. It would have been had my lead line not hit Willow.
Willow.
Yeah, Willow was standing on that side of Tawny, and I came up to halter Tawny. So I came up, had my lead line in my hand and went like this, and dropped it, and the lead line hit Willow and scared her, and she shot off running. So guess who had to run with her?
The Tauntaun.
The Tauntaun. And then it took a minute to remember who was the boss. And then it took a minute to remember what to do. And then it took a minute to remember to breathe. And then it took a minute to say, oh, it's just the lead line and halter. And then she got to come in here and get some food.
She really doesn't look like the rest of our little Cliff Mustangs.
No, she's very refined. Very nice looking horse. Oh, there's another little Cliff Mustang adoption on October 3rd and 4th. You preview the horses on the 3rd of October, adoptions on the 4th of October.
And where is that?
At Mesa County Fairgrounds in Grand Junction, Colorado. Provided our fairgrounds are clear by then. Right now, everything is canceling. Oh, I need to tell you guys that.
Fire management has taken over most of the fairgrounds and community centers in western Colorado, just so you know, because of the many fires spread out over a large area.
So for those of you who've been following along with Kenzie and Hank going to the dressage show, guys, not happening at this moment that we are aware. The firefighters have fairgrounds, they're looking at canceling the show. They have a cool other option, but we don't know what it is yet. So they're looking at options. We will know more on Monday. I usually go to the dressage meetings, but on Monday is our 4th annual Fiesta Guadalajara fundraiser in Fruita, Colorado. I get to go eat Mexican food and make money doing it.
From 6 to 9 or 5 to 9.
Yep, 5 to 9.
Somebody will be there to talk to you about Grand Valley Horse Rescue. So come on down. It's off the old highway right in downtown Fruita. Can't miss it. It'll probably be pretty crowded, so the earlier you get there, the better.
Yeah, it's also you can carry out if it's over.
Yes, you can order it and carry out. So
I have a couple of families that have large groups of kids, and they always carry out that night.
they also have a patio if the weather's not too warm. It's nice sitting out there. The first year we were there, we spent time on the patio. It was nice.
It was really nice.
But the last year or so, it's been too hot. So they've got plenty of room inside. So come on down. And Ezekiel, the manager, he's great. He'll probably visit your table if you're there. So he's really a right-on kind of guy.
Yeah, the whole place, it's locally owned by a local family in town. So this isn't some big chain. And we love them,
Yeah, they're family.
They are.
We also usually celebrate a birthday at that occasion, so just so you know. That's Tawny.
So guys, I'm a little emotional today because I, as you know, had a special halter for Tawny, and it's not on her today. Do you guys see that? I have it on Renata because I was not going to take it off, and I needed a breakaway one. This halter is Butters, and it's the first time that I pulled it off of her hook since she passed away in January.
So you can see Tawny just realized the emotions are bubbling there. She said, "What's going on here? Continue forward." Horses are very sensitive to emotions, so.
Yes, they're little mirrors of you. I've been talking this week about horse training is 50% skill and 50% controlling your emotions. And did you see me talk about Butter? And I just let a little bit of my emotion out about Butter, and it was too much for her to handle. She was like, "Whoa, I can't handle that emotion." Now I'm back to no emotion, and she's back to being calm. Oh, the other thing. I led her from her paddock over here to the round pen today, and she was uncomfortable there. It was a longer walk. It was all new. This was the first day we did it from there. And in her discomfort, she found comfort on moving and letting me lead her on the right side. And I told you guys, as I train these horses, all of my horses will eventually turn and become right-sided horses because they learn to use their logic side with that brain and the emotion with their left eye. With the emotion, they work with the emotion, and with their right eye, they work with logic. So therefore, they like it because it's easier to deal with.
Ponder that one. Here comes Jack. He's swaggering on up here. What's up, Captain?
Okay, tomorrow I have some saddles are on the right side. Or actually, I need to find them on the right side now. Okay. Basic horse training 101. Your horse has monocular and binocular vision. If you really want to train a horse, both halves of the brain, you absolutely have to follow the philosophy. Whatever you do on the left, you have to do on the right, and vice versa. It's like every side you have to train each side equally. Now, most horses that come into us, left side, people have been handled. Right side, they're like, what are you doing over here? So, one of our things is we almost get to start the horse fresh on the right side. And like I said earlier, when we're done, they prefer the right side because it makes sense to them and they don't have inconsistency in their training. Anybody remember when we started her? Would she get near the umbrella? No.
Did she move in close?
Stand quiet? No. Would she give me a butt? Yes.
Notice how she moved in close to Memaw there. She enjoys the comfort. She's starting to understand the partnership. Look how comfortable she is with a pad and surcingle. Her ears, this horse's ears are out. Back is neutral. They're not hard back. They're just back. She likes her ears back. You just got to watch a horse and know your horse's facial expressions.
Left, right, right, left. We're going to turn around and do it this other way. Oh, I need to move. I have to do this consistently. Can't cheat. My flag was on the outside going that way. My flag has to be on the outside going this way.
Those ears are watching her move. Watch her come forward.
Is she even paying attention to me? No. Is she worried about me? No. Now.
Oh, she's watching.
I know she's watching. She didn't take her eyes off me. She's just not as worried. She doesn't have that wide eye. She's gonna.
Yeah, she's not scared. She's just paying attention. Looks like she's sleeping, but she knows where she's at and what it's for.
All right, so guys, I want you to see this. Can you see my hand? There is flag and hand together. So as I come down, I can put my hand on her and then add a flag. Touch. Touch. Touch, please. Thank you. The touch command. I was thinking about this on the drive down here. I teach all my horses the touch command. And I don't know any other trainers that do, but I do. And then when we get into the agility, we do horse agility with these horses as they progress through our training program. As you saw yesterday, we took her out, didn't we, Roy?
Yes, we did.
We took her out yesterday. Anyway, I can walk up to a cone and look at her and say, point to it and say touch, and they'll reach out and touch it. But it's really helpful when you want to have them identify an object. And move.
Yeah, on the agility course, they ask that if you got like a cone or something, that the horse reach out and touch it so they can recognize it. So it's a good part of training.
Anybody as shocked as I am? That was amazing. Yes. Absolutely amazing.
She is just absolutely relaxed.
Other side.
Okay, so there was little tiny reaction there, but most people wouldn't notice it. She's still standing at ease.
why she didn't come back up the way I did anyway.
She's very alert, but yet at ease.
Okay, so here's her reward, guys. You ready? I'm going to stand right here. You can see me. Here's her reward. I stand, not look at her, and just take all the pressure off. That's all I do for her reward. I'm not a big treat. I know I had some treats in my pocket. That was to catch her in that big paddock. But for right now, I'm just standing here. This is her reward. Okay, next flag. Okay, so must have been about a week ago, maybe 10 days ago, I was coming into the round pen and all my flags had been on the outside of the round pen, and I picked them up to carry them in here, and she was quietly eating and she flew across the round pen. Today, I was going up the stairs, one of my flags, this one was out of the round pen, and I picked it up and carried it in. She looked over at me and went, she's carrying in the flag, and it went neat. So they are getting better. Slow but sure. Don't ever give up. Oh, I'm going to do the right this time first instead of the left. And I'm going to leave the whip of the sack on the inside. Off. She did good. Look at the smoky air. Oh, we have a moon up still. Switch hands. Touch. Good girl. Okay, that touch was hard. She didn't want to do it. So instead of doing a 5-second, take the pressure off, I'm actually going to go 10 seconds. Give her a little more of a reward. Okay? Now I've got to make sure I have this really good here. It can't do what it wants to do today. So I'm going to wrap it around my whip.
I hear the dreaded plastic bag.
Make sure I got it in my hand. I can still get a little down of her. There we go, just like that. Boom. Taking the pressure off. That was amazing, guys. Absolutely amazing. Kind of feel like we had a breaking point yesterday. It's like, oh, it's not that bad. Okay, I'm switching hands. Nope, my hand is what's touching her more than the stick and the sack. But it's familiar and it's on her.
Good girl.
So when I went to touch her butt, a little section of her butt about this big around tightened up like, oh, she's gonna get touched. And then it was just like, I touched her. Oh, yeah. So before moving, if you don't remember, she walked around and just kept her face right to me. last week with this. Okay, now we're gonna increase our scare zone.
The bag is loose.
Bag is loose.
As you see her eyes open. This is like the scariest thing in the world for horses. White, black, it doesn't matter. Even the clear ones. Because it can move with the lightest breeze, so it comes alive.
Pressure off. That was really good. That was really good for her. Training is really, really boring stuff. Because if you do it right and go really slow, like this, we get someplace, not fast, but we get someplace, and you have a really solid horse. Are you guys seeing that foot back there? She's got it cocked. Okay, ready? We're gonna push. I'm gonna push hard. Total pressure off. Good girl. Good girl. That was a really good girl. Anybody else as impressed as I was?
Amazing.
Okay, so that was scary. You know how I know? Her foot that was cocked the whole time I was doing all the rest went, ooh, I better get ready to run. That was all she did. That was pretty good. Really good. I'm going to take the saddle off on the right side. You ought to hear her. Could you hear her? She just did this massive blowout. I said I'm going to take the saddle off the right side. She went, okay. We're done with all that. Hey, you're doing so good. Yeah. Yeah. That was it. That was all you had to do there.
This is how partnerships are formed.
I am going to touch her up a little more with fly spray. She's got some bugs on her. I don't want her to have them all day. So guys, normally I work her, but I watched her the last 48 hours, 24 hours, 24 hours, and she's run a lot in that paddock, a whole lot. So I thought I'd just give her the day. I mean, she ran this morning. So I just want to make sure that I don't overwork her. I am not working Willow today. Her little girl's not coming part 1 and part 2. I haven't seen that horse move that much, ever. So I'm going to give her a rest day. Literally never seen that horse run that much ever. And she's been here a moment. Horses earn big outside paddocks, by the way. They aren't given freely. You have to be able to catch. I have to be able to catch. And not, when I say have to be able to catch, doesn't mean I go in there and I chase you around for a minute. It means when I show up at the gate and call your name, you come and stand right there where I put the halter on. So,
I don't know how many of you have ever chased a horse around a paddock or perhaps a pasture or the back 40, but it's no fun. We helped move some Mustangs several years ago.
You gotta tell that story. Tell that story. This is
Oh, you
hilarious.
got the details. You tell the story.
Okay. So, one of our projects is Project Cirrus, where we protect the Mustangs in western Colorado. And there were 5 sand wash basin Mustangs in a field just down the road from us.
Yeah, it's probably about a 10 to 15 acre field. Not much internal fencing, so you're chasing horses in circles.
And we were not going to take the horses. We were only there to assist. How to explain this? Each one of our herd management areas in the state of Colorado has a group that of volunteers that take care of the range and manage the herd and get grants from the government to get the meds to shoot the horses with birth control, which is very effective. Birth control on horses is very effective.
And they get to name the horses too.
They and this one, Friends of the Mustangs name all the horses that come through here. So, and I have all their lineage and who they're from, and so they're very vested in these horses. And so our rescue, Grand Valley Horse Rescue, really takes care of the Piance Mustangs and the Little Bookcliff Mustangs. And La Bavaria, which is on the other side of the mountains, they take care of Sandwash Basin. And Sandwash Basin are the furthest to the north, so we were okay with that. So she was taking these 5 Sandwash Basin Mustangs to her rescue, and she wanted me to come help. And
5 Mustangs, 1 trailer.
Yes. So I got there and
we had brought a busload of students, high school students.
I had to start with them before they got there.
Oh, okay.
So I look at her and I said, well, what's going on? And she goes, well, I'm an horse communicator, animal communicator. I said, great. She goes, I'm just going to put them in a bubble and put them right in this round pen. And once we get the round pen closed, I'm just going to ask them to go into the trailer. I said, you got it. Okay, so an hour later, after I've been running all over this field for an hour.
Because there was like 4 of us.
I called Roy Parr, and he and Nick showed up. And we were having at the time we had a high school class that came out for their biology here. And I called them and they came out. And then I have a niece who's married to one of the best cowpunchers ever, had him come out. So for hours we were chasing these horses, Roy, these high school students.
So in the end there was probably about 15 to 20 of us out there.
And finally Chase, the cowboy, he looks at him and says, can we just move that trailer against the fence? And I'm thinking, you know what? I asked that twice and I was told she's a horse communicator, didn't need it. And she goes, oh, that's a great idea. And I'm thinking, okay, we could have done this a long time ago. Anyways, they got to the trailer, we lined up, we brought the horses through, and they went straight down the line into the round pin panels that we had set up and straight into that trailer, and away they went. Unfortunately, all those horses have passed. This has been a moment ago, guys. She was taking the oldest Mustangs I'd ever run across. One of those mares that we were doing this to was 28 years old. So, which they got all the care needed and they had a great end of life. But, so yeah, we have some fun adventures. So I'm gonna call this a day. What time is it?
8:58.
8:58, we're gonna call it today. We're gonna be short today. She did so amazing. I can't go longer.
Kiss her on the nose.
Okay. Can I kiss?
That's what those noses are for. They're so soft.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty girl.
So I'm going to grab her lead line and her stick, and I'm going to put her away with Willow so she can have some breakfast. Guys, thank you very much for tuning in. Please, GVHR.org, go save some Mustangs with me. Also, we love diamonds and roses, our girl's best friend. And she says, I like diamonds, don't you? I like diamonds, and I like roses. Yeah.
Tawny is awesome.
She really is an awesome, awesome horse. Huh, sweetheart?
Remember, train your Mustangs when they're young.
Yes.
Because it's harder as they get older. And they're not, they're wild, but they want to do the right thing. It's just make sure the humans are doing the right thing.
They're not hard to train horses. They're actually really easy. But you gotta let they have to understand what you're asking for, that's all. Huh. All right, we're out. Tony says thank you for watching. See you guys. Oh, we will not be doing a training tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock because Par and I are tied up training horses' feet. So we will be back on Friday. Have a great tomorrow. There we go. Okay. And then you just come up here and hit this button right there. Thank you guys for...
This button?
Yeah. Thank you guys very much for joining us. We greatly appreciate it. And we will see you guys Friday morning. Push that button right there. There. Now hit in there.
I saw that button.